Hey everyone, let's take a look at Monkey Kid's Team Hideout by Lego Monkey Kid. Set number 80044 contains roughly 1,582 bricks. So looks like we got a lot going on here. We got some greenery and, well, some pig. I can't remember his name and stuff like that. And all the names are on the top of the box. So we have the Golden Wing Eagles. I think that's Mo, Sandy, Pigsy. Okay, that's his name. Lee, me, and Monkey Kid. So that's what it looks like there. And this Lego set was provided to me by the Lego group for review. So we'll see how well this goes here. And here's all the various stuff that we could do in the back of the box. Looks like we got some hidden trap doors and stuff. And honestly, the background of this box just seems a bit gloomy. It just seems a bit dark, you know. But from what I can tell, though, it doesn't look like it would be a half-bad build. It looks pretty interesting. Got some all sorts of stuff here. And yes, it's a bedside unboxing this time, because I got to get caught up on some reviews here. But with this background here, this does catch my eye. This does look very fun. But what does it look like in person? Well, let's take a look. Let's take a quick look at the minifigures. First we have the Golden Eagle, and he's on this big thing with dangly chains and skulls and stuff. Here's the back. Sticker. And it's pretty flexible. Now when I was building it, nothing fell off, so maybe that's pretty good. And of course the figure does pop off. See if I can get him off here. So he just attached with this. It's got a nice torso and stuff, and when you're done you can put him back on here. He just snaps right on that area right there. Here we have the Monkey Kid and his air bike. I think that's what it is. And let's take a look here. Obviously the wings are stickers, and he's got some packages on the back and some pastries. Maybe he's delivering stuff. Kind of a weird futuristic build. And then Monkey Kid himself. Nice print work for the torso and the legs. He's got a snap on the back, so obviously he can snap onto something, but pretty cool. Next we have Mo, which is a cute, adorable blue kitten. And we have Sandy, Pigsy, Lee, and May, if I'm pronouncing that right. So they have nice print work for their torsos and such. I do like Pigsy though, that's pretty cool. And of course Sandy's carrying those fish. Let's take a look at the back. Everything's pretty well detailed. Probably one of the very few pieces that are printed in this whole set, but even the artwork flows to the back of the torsos. Honestly, this set does have a nice set of minifigures. Now for the Hideout, and this has a lot of features. So I do have some of the minifigures displayed on here, and as you can see, this thing looks pretty busy. So we have some sort of little blacksmith shop here, a little food selling vendor area, and here we got Pigsy. So obviously we got the noodle bar, and I'm not sure what this is. We also got Monkey Kid here, and a lot of vegetation. Now there's a lot of hidden areas in this build, so I'll have to try going through as much as I can, and I'm not familiar with this theme, so I may mess some stuff up, and we will go handheld in a bit. So here's the back. So we got something to do our math homework here. Some bead area, that's pretty cool. And look at all these stickers. I wish those were printed, but we all know what's going to happen to those. An unexpected accident. So we got some weapons and stuff, and we have some kind of think this might be some missile launcher. I don't know what that is. So basically you push this in right here, and I'll show you. I'm going to push that in right here. And then this right here opens up. It doesn't look like it would do anything, but watch what happens. Look at this. Watch this. That's pretty cool. And I think maybe, maybe it's not, but I think maybe this goes inside. Maybe not. Or you could fold it up. I don't know what goes in there. Well, let's see what happens if we close it. Maybe that's the garage. So that's probably where that goes. The thing about doing these type of reviews and not having any experience with them is that it makes it a little more exciting. So I'm using my imagination to fill in the voids. So we got some other stuff here. I don't know if that does anything. Well, no. That comes off. Yeah, so some of these pieces may come off when you're playing around with this. So let's see what else this thing does. So this is what it does. You just push this out here and bring it back in. And of course some of this stuff here spins. So we got our weapons here. We rotate around. So I guess this is some kind of map or something. Just like in here. I'm trying to think if anything else spins and turns and all that stuff. So we'll take a detailed closer look in a bit. But it does come with a lot of accessories. So let's pop this out of here. We got crab and some ice. Pretty yummy, huh? So I hope I'm not cutting off the video and depriving you. But yeah, and some of this stuff does open up to reveal launchers like this, tilts, and some of this stuff has stud launchers, like this lifts up here. I think there's a stud launcher inside of the roof, because here they are here. And I'm not a fan of stud launchers, so I didn't even load those up because I don't want to have to go chasing down parts. Now, these parts of these buildings do come off as well, so these can be removed for easy play and stuff. So just for what this set is, it's pretty well modular. It's got a lot of detail, and these pieces do come apart. Like I can just separate that. It's just set on there. It's just two pins to guide it together, but it's really seamless too. And like this piece here comes off. Now I'm going to be careful. I've had a hard time with this roof, and I don't want to mess that up. But see, this thing here spins around. So I don't really know. But I'm pretty pleased with this set. I'm trying to think of anything else here that I'm missing. Well, the only way to really go through this is we're going to have to go handheld. So here we are at the little blacksmith shop. And I like the detail for the roof. I think this is supposed to be some sort of bakery or poultry shop. I wish that was printed. There's a lot of detail packed into this set. I mean, the plants, everything. This has just got a lot of greenery in it, just for what it is. Here's a close-up of that door. Now I think I can open it up from here, and as you can see, and I found out, I looked at the box, that's where that's supposed to go. So it's supposed to come flying out of there, I guess to scare off the intruders. But see how it closes up? I mean, that is pretty seamless for what it is. Looks like we got ourselves a little trophy shop. I'm trying to remember all of its features. One bad thing what Lego does is they don't really talk about any of this stuff. So let me move him out of the way here. Sorry, Monkey Kid, we're going to admire this work. So this does rotate around. So I guess he can get his stick and go after all the bad guys. Yes, almost everything you see in here is stickered 42 stickers. There's only a few things in here that are printed. And I'll show you. It's this little tile here. There's 2 of those. That's pretty much about it. And here we have Pigsy and his little noodle bar. Not even a rail up there. Man, you imagine walking up these stairs? You got to be very careful. You'd take a topple off of that. I like the signage and the greenery and stuff. So honestly, this is really well thought out for what it is. Now I'm trying to think of anything else here. Alright, so there's something I need to show in here. Now these do pop off. There's some extra friction pins in there. So you could use those for something else. Maybe to rearrange the modular pieces. So this is like 5 or 6 different pieces. Now let's take a look at the inside. This is the part you're most likely going to explore here. We'll start down here. Here's the secret garage. I think that's supposed to be the rocket thruster. I don't know. We got weapons and stuff all over the place in here. I just wish this was all printed. This would be awesome. I'm going to have to peel all those off because I need those parts. Here we have some sort of slide rule thing or a bead counter, so you could do your math homework there. And we got a little globe. That's just a mini figurehead. Obviously we're looking at Europe. Trying to keep the camera as stable as possible. And I think this just comes out. Now I got to be careful with some of this stuff. Some things may break. You don't want to drop that delicate teapot. Look at all that in there. So I just put that back on. It just rests on jumper plates. That little compass tile right here is printed. There's just stuff all over the place in here. We got another weapon. Lots of greenery in here too. So if I'm not really familiar with the theme, I just go with the flow. And some of these ideas are pretty good for other builds and such. So here's the noodle bar. This thing just spins around. Some of these rocket launcher things or stud launchers. You basically lift this roof up and you just fire them off. I don't think this one had it, but the chimney does rotate. I think there was another one in here, but I can't remember where it was at. Let me take a peek here and see. This must be the fishery here. It is a nice detailed build for what it is. See, here's a close-up of this roof here. Not sure how those studs would come out of that. I don't know. Some of the stuff I just don't know what it does, but it's just cool to look at. So even if you get this and you're not familiar with the theme, I'm sure you can come up with your own storyline with it and stuff. Now, for somebody like myself as an adult, I could think of some other fun things to do with this. Oh, we got a little wishing well there. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of stuff in here, but other than that, though, this is one nice hideout. Now, for my review and opinions on this set, how is the build quality? Was the build pretty sound? When I started this, it seemed pretty sturdy, but the more stuff we added on, like the accessories and stuff, things started flaking off. Like this roof right here. If you ever watched the complete build, I was struggling with this thing for about 5 minutes. I forgot one piece, and then put it back on and it started coming apart. Now the plants are pretty sturdy, but putting these together are a bit fragile. Now if everybody knows about how fragile these bamboo stalks are, these leaves will break off, so you want to be very careful. So you could actually break those parts. It's just been known to break. Anything else that's worth mentioning about falling apart? Not really. Just some of the accessories just feel like they're just barely tacked on there. Now for stickers, I believe that there's 42 stickers you're going to have to put on this beast, and if you don't have a lot of patience, I wouldn't recommend putting those on, or have somebody help you put them on. They were not fun to put on at all. But everything was spaced out fine. So basically what we did is we did 2 minifigures and then a portion of the build. 2 more minifigures and a portion of the build. So it was spaced out just right. It wasn't like you're putting mass amounts of minifigures. The Golden Wing Eagle, he's the only one that I think was in its own little area at the time. So he's the exception there in this vehicle. Other than that though, the build's pretty average. For the build experience, I'd say that was about average as well. So we had a little bit of everything. We had some large pieces, and of course we have all these small pieces to put on there, and that's usually pretty typical for any Lego set. So I would say that the build experience is pretty average. When you're going through the parts, it looks rather dull. If you watch the brick exploration, you know how I was getting bored with the parts, but as you see here with the final product, it's bright and colorful. So the build experience for me though was just average to above average. So it's nothing really to write home about. But as far as for features now, this is fully playable. So everything can be played. It's modular. Things do spin around and open up and shoot. Remember with all those stud launchers we had to put on there. Lots of stud launchers, but it is a fully playable model, so you can recreate some of the Monkey Kid scenes and themes and stuff with this set. So it is a really highly playable set. Now, could this be dropped in a Lego City? Oh, it has an open back, so probably not. You really couldn't drop this in a city. Maybe if you had a mountain somewhere, it probably would be okay, you know. Could you add this into a MOC? If you remember my backcountry camping, I could see this probably being buried somewhere in the backcountry somewhere, just kind of hidden in somewhere secret. But other than that, though, you'd have to do a lot of work to really make this a really large functional MOC. But for my final opinions on this set, it's a pretty good set all around if you're into the Monkey Kid theme. Now, if you're somebody like myself that likes doing city or suburb builds, like homes, trailers, restaurants, or anything that's city related, yeah, I mean, it does have some good accessory value, but I probably would stay away from this. But if you're really into this theme, I expect that this would bring many hours of joy. It's nice to look at, and it's just colorful.